Good day, YouTubers. Welcome back to my channel. Time for a spot of royalty. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. You can find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle and paperback versions. Find the full color card deck used here on Etsy/Magi Method. Many thanks to the generous folks who bought me a cup of tea. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment. So today we're taking a look at Meghan's new animated series, Pearl. And she's got some pretty big hitters on there. She's working with Elton John's husband. So again, she's good at connecting. She's really good at connecting. She's exploiting the connection with Elton John. Elton John wrote something negative in his biography recently about the royal family. So he's supporting Meghan. Apparently Meghan was talking to Elton John every day, all the time. She also has the guy who, the producer, the executive producer, is the guy who did Tangled. His name is David Furnish. So that's a big deal. It's very much girl power. Let me read this. It's an exciting tale that weaves together fantasy and history. Pearl focuses on a young girl who learns to step into her own power. Stunning and brave when she embarks on a heroic adventure and meets important women from history along the way. We're excited to develop this animated series with our partners at Archwell Productions and Story Syndicate, said Megan Casey, Director of Original Animation at Netflix. Yeah, so it's definitely very girl power. And I also think Meghan is doing this completely on her own, completely without Harry. Harry, for his part, is doing The Heart of Invictus, which, you know, a lot of people are kind of like, well, you know, that's a charity, shouldn't be using it. But if The Heart of Invictus takes off, that could be very good for Invictus. But he, due to outside influences, we'll say Meghan, you know, he's really fallen down on his what he should be doing for Invictus. I mean, he really let them down at least one big time already, and they're close to bankruptcy at this point. So, and that was his thing. He started it. That's how much power I think Meghan has over Harry. So let's look at, will this series, how successful will this series be? Will it go 12 episodes or 6? Because if it just goes 6 episodes, basically they put together 6 episodes up front. Okay, I mean, they're not going to do 1 episode at a time. They're going to put the team together and do six at a time. If it just goes 6 episodes and then it's dropped, it's not successful. It has to go a full season, 12 episodes. And they used to make them out of the box for a full season and just try it out for a full season. But people are more impatient these days, and there's so many more channels. So will it go just 6 episodes, or will it go further? How successful will it be? Ending is on the mind. Look at that. So how successful will it be? These cards are not looking very good. Blocked, 8 spades, 10 diamonds. Plus, Harry and Meghan seem to have the attention spans of, you know, the common housefly. I mean, just they're here and gone, and they don't seem to complete anything, which is very disturbing. I mean, not a good quality if you want to be successful. You know, you have to stick with stuff. You have to get into it and work hard at it and overcome failure after failure after failure if you want to be successful. So what do we have here? We have Star of Bethlehem, Butterfly, and Mother Earth. This is very favorable. Okay, transformation, Butterfly, very, very public. The way is really open for success. The stage is set for the success of this animated series. There's a lot of people working on it, and some very good people in Hollywood, some very good, you know, producers and executive producers, some very top-notch people working on it. The stage is really set for, and Mother Earth, you know, this is directed at children. I think that's also indicating, because Mother Earth is pregnant, it's all about mothers and babies, teaching babies to be feminists, that sort of thing. Angel is children, coffin, worried that it will just die on the vine, that it won't get anywhere. So they're doing everything they can to make it successful, but of course they're concerned that it won't be successful because you can't always tell. You can't always tell. You hope, and if you're right, you make a lot of money, but if you're wrong, you don't make a lot of money, and hopefully you don't lose much. Mercury player, making this player is a one-time thing, like a production, doing this series, this set of 5 stopped, blocked, it runs into a roadblock, cast out of the foundation, it's not continued. Okay, 8 spades, 10 diamonds, not continued. It runs up against a better series, or it just doesn't. Yeah, let's see. Oops, let's back up the other way. Is it going to face, I'm looking at the 5 spades, is it going to face stiff competition or just lack of interest? Stiff competition or lack of interest? Because there's other animated series. Stiff competition or lack of interest? On first glance, I would say neither. This looks like they don't like it. But let's see. Reacting to the clever fox. They're very woke. Everything that they do, all of the stuff that Hollywood does that is woke, the new woke version of these superheroes, it always is terrible. And the audience hates it. Because they're not there to see woke stuff. They're there to see good drama, good fiction, good cartoons, good superheroes. So I think the wokeness is too obvious. They're obviously they're directing their audience too much. And they won't like it. 11 and 12, 23, 6 clubs, 6 hearts. So their core audience is going to feel a bit manipulated. And it's just a bit too manipulative. Hand in hand, many people, decisions about the spine of this things, and many people, and roses and incubus succubus. This is, it's too saccharine sweet. It's too manipulated. I think the audience, it's actually neither. Okay, I asked, would it be stiff competition or lack of interest? You could say lack of interest. I think people will actually not like it. It's too woke. So yeah, too woke. So that's good, because I don't like that stuff. Go woke, get woke, go broke. And Meghan, there's no one woker than Meghan. She's even made Harry woke. So, is Meghan planning to focus on children? She did the bench. She just published the bench. It's starting to show up on in the bargain bins. Okay, so it's not a huge hit, but that's a child's thing. She's directing her efforts at children, and that's a rich field of endeavor, because a lot of parents read to their children, wisely so, because that really the main factor, one of the biggest factors deciding whether or not your child does well in school and excels in school is reading. That's the number one thing. If your child enjoys reading, if you read to your child, if they enjoy that stuff, that is a huge predictor of success later in life. So there's a huge market there. All the parents who aren't, overworked and overstressed and on drugs or whatever, they want to read to their children. So this huge middle class that we still have, but doesn't exist in California because California has the largest income disparity in the US, and it's like third world proportions because they're so woke out there. But everywhere else where there's all the other 98% of America, where there's a huge middle class, parents are reading to their children. So is Meghan planning to focus on children as her core audience? That's her thing. She's going after the children. Ooh, 10 spades. Ooh, 9 spades. Oh, my goodness. 2 spades. All right, I'm going to say these cards are predicting here. Okay, 9 spades, full stop, split, full stop, and a disaster. 1921, 6 hearts. Okay, so 6 hearts is the karmic relationship, close relationship. I think this says to me that Meghan is trying to develop as someone who leads the children, but it's really not going to work out, and that way is going to be completely blocked and stopped for her because too much wokeism stuff, too much woke stuff. Conflict with the money and everything. This is the core audience, 6 hearts, karmic relationship, and we have 2 change cards, 5 diamonds, 5 spades. So the way forward, the path forward is blocked. No, she is not going to be a hit at making children's content. She's not a hit. She's too woke. She's too interesting. So that's her chosen core market, and it's not going to work for her. Interesting. Yeah, so Meghan's not going to make it as a children's, a producer of children's content because the children are not going to like it. Let's look at Meghan and Harry. And did Meghan insist on doing this animated series separately from Harry? Because Harry is nowhere to be seen. Why would Meghan be doing that? Meghan would be doing that because there's going to be a split and a divorce, and Meghan wants to be standing on her own before that time to say that, no, I did this stuff. And it really looks like that's what she's doing. And she's constantly banging that drum that she's a strong and independent woman. Now, what if Harry is banging the drum that he's a strong and independent man and he doesn't need no woman? What are people going to say about that if he does that? I think people would be very upset because he's married. So I don't understand why it's okay for Meghan to constantly bang the drum and say that she's a strong and independent woman and she doesn't need Harry. Well, but you're married to Harry. Shouldn't you be paying attention to him and taking care of him like he's taking care of you? No. Apparently she doesn't have any responsibility at all to Harry. It's really disturbing. Really disturbing. And I think this is a new thing. I think women did feel a responsibility to their families and to their husbands in the past, in the very recent past, and men still have all of the responsibility to their wives and their children that they always had. And even if you're not married and you knocked up the one night stand who got you drunk and handcuffed you to her bed, you're still responsible. You're going to pay for that child whether you like it or not. So men are being held responsible, and women have apparently no responsibility to anyone, especially their husbands. And this seems like a very recent thing. I wonder why there's so few marriages now. Okay, so did Meghan insist on doing this separately? Shuffle. Meghan, Harry. Is Meghan insisting on doing this separately? Harry. Home, people closely related, Mother Earth, kind of children's stuff. Children, building her children's, developing her children's thing in the media. 13 and 12, 25, 7 hearts. She's kind of building her children's empire in the media. Olive tree, opportunity, very public. 10, 3 diamonds. There's no separation here. No separation here. So that's good. That's good. So Harry is actively working on his thing. She's building her empire. He's building his empire. But the cards are not showing a separation. Here's a separation. Big change and a cut. So decision, cut. So split. Yeah. They're splitting. He's doing his thing. She's doing her thing. I think that's extremely unhealthy and unnatural. That they are completely involved in separate things. And I think that's why families are so bifurcated and separated, because they just don't need each other. It's very natural to be working on the same things and to be working in cooperation together. That's generally that's a very good idea. Let's look at Harry's heart of Invictus. How is Harry's heart of Invictus going? Because in the last reading I saw, his reputation is not good in Hollywood. I would say Meghan's reputation is better, because she cobbled together an A team for this animated series. She really cobbled together a very top-notch team. So she is having some really nice pull in Hollywood. I don't know if that's happening for Harry. Harry doesn't seem to be, and she could be sabotaging him. He doesn't seem to have the same pull. How is Harry's heart of Invictus coming along? How's it coming along? 2 hearts, 7 hearts, 5 clubs. How is Harry's heart of Invictus going? The way is completely clear. They have some decisions to make, 12, 14, and it's a passion project. It's a passion project. Everything is clear. They just have some decisions to make. 4 diamonds. It's on the surface, everything is solid. So I don't know what the team is behind Harry's heart of Invictus, but hopefully he has the same quality of people working with him, because Harry and Meghan are kind of more like dead weight than, great executive producer kind of people. They seem, especially Harry in this industry, he doesn't seem to really know what he's doing. 8 diamonds, king of clubs, in charge of everything. It's very difficult. Okay, so running everything is very difficult for Harry. But he's passionate about it, and he's reactive to what's going on. 18, 25, 30, 31, 39. So 40 is 10 spades. So 10 clubs, hard work. So it's not going bad. That's good news. So I wanted to know, how is it going for Harry? On the surface, everything is going pretty well. There's some difficulties, but it's not too bad. Here, it's getting quite a bit more difficult. He is in charge of all of it. He's running everything. He's finding it very difficult, but he's got a good attitude, and he's sticking with it. So it's not going badly. There's a little bit of trouble and some hard decisions to make, but it's going fairly well for Harry. So that's interesting. All right, so will the series go, let's review, will the series go 12 episodes or get cut off at 6? It's getting cut off at 6. It's too woke, and the audience will not like it. The children and the parents will not like it. Interesting. Is it competition or lack of interest? It's too woke. It's just too woke. Is Meghan planning to focus on children as her audience? After this, and this is the takeaway here, after this series, Meghan is no longer going to be producing content for children, because it doesn't go over well. Okay, she's going, Hollywood is going to say, no, you're going to have to do something else, Meghan, because that's just not working for you. She's too pedantic. She's too in your face with the wokeness, and people just don't like it. They want a good story. They want to see a good character arc, the character progressing. If the character is superhuman at the beginning, and she's perfect and she does everything and everything's so easy for her, and there's no struggle, which that's how they write these woke female characters, that's a terrible story, and everybody hates it. Okay, you have to overcome obstacles. It's a lot like real life. You have to overcome obstacles. Okay, so did they insist on doing it separately? There is a division, but it's unspoken. Harry's doing his thing, Meghan is doing her thing. I think Meghan is just very good at keeping everything under wraps and deceiving Harry even about what she's doing. And Harry's Heart of Invictus is not doing terribly. It's doing okay. He's doing his best. He's doing his best and he's passionate about it. He has a good attitude. Seems to be doing okay. That's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination and Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. And I'll see you next time.